Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Nim.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 8 in Section 4 of the picture of Dorian Gray.
Ass.
Ah.
The picture of Dorian Gray. Oscar Wilde. Chapter 18, Section 4. Always ended at the same point. It was my but in life, she sighed. You would miss them, said Lord Henry. He glanced about as in search of something. What are you looking for? She inquired. The button from your fold, he answered. She laughed. It makes your eyes lovelier, was his reply. She laughed again. Her teeth showed like wet seeds in a scarlet fruit. Upstairs. In his own room. Dorian Gray was lying on a sofa, with terror in every tingling fibre of his body. Life had suddenly become too hideous a burden for him to bear. The dreadful death of the unlucky beater, shot in the thicket like a wild animal, had seemed him to prefigure death for himself also. He had nearly swooned at what Lord Henry had said in a chance mood of cynical jesting. At 5 o'clock he rang his bell for his servant and gave him orders to hack his things for the night express to town, and to have the poor femme at the door by 8:30. He was determined not to sleep another night at Sulby Royal. It was an ill-omened place. Death walked there in the sunlight. The brass of the first had been spotted with blood. Then he wrote a note to Lord Henry, telling him that he was going up to Dun to consult his doctor and asking him to entertain his guests in his absence. As he was putting it into the envelope, a knock came to the door, and his valet informed him that the head keeper wished to see him. He frowned and bit his lip. Send him in, he muttered, after some moments' hesitation. As soon as the men entered, Dorian pulled his chicory book out of a drawer and spread it out before him. I suppose you have come about the unfortunate accident of this morning. Taunton, he said, taking up a pen. Yes, sir, answered the gamekeeper. Was the poor fellow married? Had he any people dependent on him? Asked Dorian, looking bored. If so, I should not like them to be left in want. We don't know who he is. Taro. Don't know who he is, said Dorian. Westfully. What do you mean? Well, Taro. Never saw him before. Seems like a sailor. The pen dropped from Dorian Gray's hand, and he felt as if his heart had suddenly stopped beating. A sailor, he cried out. Yes. Taro. He looks as if he had been a sort of sailor. Tattooed on both arms. Was there anything found on him? Said Dorian, leaning forward and looking at the man with startled eyes. Some money. So not much. And a 6-shooter. There was no name of any kind. A decent looking man, though, but rough like. Dorian started to his feet. A terrible hope fluttered past him. He clutched at it madly. Where is the body? He exclaimed. Quick! It is in an empty stable in the home farm. Taro. The folk don't like to have that sort of thing in their houses. The home farm. Go there at once and meet me. Tell one of the grooms to bring my horse round. Now, never mind. I'll go to the stables myself. In less than a quarter of an hour, Dorian Gray was galloping down the long avenue as hard as he could go. The trees seemed to sweep past him in spectral precision, and wild shadows to fling themselves across his path. Once the mare swerved at a white gate post and nearly threw him. He lashed her across the neck with his crop. She cleft the skier like an arrow. The stones flew from her hoofs. At last he reached the home farm. 2 men were loitering in the yard. He leaped from the saddle and threw the reins to one of them. In the farthest stable a light was glimmering. Something seemed to tell him that the body was there, and he hurried to the door and put his hand up on the latch. There he paused for a moment, feeling that he was on the brink of a discovery that would either make or mar his life. Then he thrust the door open and entered. On a heap of sacking in the far corner was lying the dead body of a man dressed in a coarse shirt and a pair of blue trousers. A spotted handkerchief had been placed over the face. A coarse candle, stick in a bottle, spotted beside it. Dorian Gray shuddered. He felt that his could not be the hand to take the handkerchief away, and called out to one of the farm servants to come to him. Take that thing off the face. I wish to see it, he said, clutching at the doorpost for support. When the farm servant had done so, he stepped forward. A cry of joy broke from his lips. The man who had been shot in the thicket was James Finn. He stood there for some minutes looking at the dead body. As he rode home, his eyes were full of tears, for he knew he was safe. To be continued.